The year is 1893, the city is Chicago, a great gathering is taking place. The world's parliament of religions, think of it, people from every corner of our planet came together. They came to share their deepest beliefs about the universe and our place in it. The air was full of excitement. Great speakers had already taken the stage, but the crowd was waiting for something new, something different. A young monk from India, dressed in simple saffron robes, walked to the podium. His name was Swami Vivekananda. He looked out at the thousands of faces turned towards him. He was nervous, but he carried a powerful idea within him. He took a deep breath. He did not begin with a formal speech. Instead, he spoke 5 simple words: "Sisters and brothers of America." The hall erupted. The applause went on and on. It was a sound of pure connection. In that moment, he wasn't just a speaker from a distant land. He was a member of the human family. He reminded everyone of a simple truth. We are all connected. We are all part of one great human story. This was more than just a greeting. It was the beginning of a bridge between the East and the West, a bridge between ancient wisdom and modern thought. What was the source of this incredible confidence? Where did this unifying vision come from? To understand, we must travel back in time. We must go to the land he came from, India. For centuries, thinkers in India had explored the biggest questions of existence. They looked up at the stars, just as we do. They wondered about the nature of reality. They were not afraid of the vast emptiness of space. They saw something powerful in it. They gave this power a name and a symbol. It was a gift that would change the world forever. A gift that would make science as we know it possible. This gift was not a grand monument or a powerful weapon. It was an idea, a deceptively simple idea. It was the idea of nothing, the idea of zero. Before this, numbers were used to count things you could see. 1 apple, 2 stars, 3 people. But how do you count something that isn't there? How do you write down the absence of a thing? The ancient mind of India dared to imagine this. They created a symbol for it, a simple circle. This circle, this shunya or zero, would unlock a new way of seeing the cosmos. It was the key to understanding the infinite. Imagine trying to do math without zero. It's almost impossible. The Romans tried. Their number system was clumsy. It was difficult to calculate large numbers. Building their magnificent empire with such a system was a true challenge. But in India, something revolutionary was happening. Around the 5th century, mathematicians like Aryabhata and Brahmagupta weren't just using zero as a placeholder. They were treating it like a real number. You could add to it. You could subtract from it. You could multiply with it. This was a giant leap for human thought. It was like discovering a new primary color for the mind. This little circle changed everything. It made mathematics elegant and powerful. It allowed for the development of the decimal system we all use today. Every time you use a computer, you are using zero. Every time a rocket scientist calculates a trajectory to Mars, they are using zero. It is the silent, essential hero of our digital world. The language of science and technology is written with this symbol. India didn't just give the world a number, it gave the world a new tool to think with. It was a tool to build civilizations, to explore the planets and to decode the laws of nature. But why India? What was it about the philosophy of this land that allowed it to imagine nothingness? In many cultures, emptiness was a thing to be feared. It meant loss, it meant the end. But in India, thinkers saw it differently. They were comfortable with the void. They meditated on silence. They explored the state of consciousness before thought. They understood that from a state of nothing, everything could emerge. This philosophical comfort with emptiness is what allowed the mathematical concept of zero to be born. It was a number that came from deep introspection. Think about it. The universe itself began from a point of unimaginable density and heat. Before the Big Bang, there was a state that our science cannot yet fully describe, a kind of pre-universal nothing. The Indian concept of shunya was not just an empty space, it was a space filled with potential. It was the fertile ground from which all creation springs. It was the canvas upon which the universe would be painted. This idea that nothing is actually the source of everything is a profound spiritual insight, and it found its perfect expression in a single beautiful symbol, zero. When Swami Vivekananda spoke in Chicago, he carried this ancient idea with him. He explained that in the language of his ancestors, zero was not just a symbol for nothing. It was a symbol for the absolute, for Brahman, the ultimate reality from which everything comes and to which everything returns. Imagine the ocean, all waves rise from it. They play on its surface for a while and then they merge back into it. The ocean is the source and the end. It is the zero. The waves are the numbers, the many forms, the universe we see, but they are never separate from the ocean itself. This idea connects science and spirituality in a beautiful way. Science tells us that all the matter and energy in the universe is a constant, it just changes form. The total sum is always the same. Spirituality, as Vivekananda explained, says something similar. All the individual souls, all the separate lives, are just expressions of one universal consciousness, one infinite being. Zero, in this view, is not emptiness, it is fullness. It is the state of complete potential. It is the perfect whole, before it is divided into the parts we call 1, 2, or 3. It is the ultimate unity. Consider the silence before a beautiful piece of music begins. That silence is not empty, it holds the promise of every note. Consider the stillness of a painter's canvas before the first stroke of the brush. That stillness is not blank, it contains every possible masterpiece. This is the power of zero. It represents that state of pure potential. It is the silence from which all sound is born. It is the darkness from which all light emerges. It is the stillness from which all motion begins. It is the creative void, the cosmic womb. This understanding changes how we see the world. It teaches us not to fear the unknown, not to fear the void. Instead, it invites us to see it as a place of infinite possibility. When we look up at the dark night sky, we are not just seeing empty space between the stars, we are seeing the cosmic zero, the source field from which new stars and new galaxies can be born. It is a reminder that even in moments of stillness and silence in our own lives, a great creative potential is waiting. Zero is not the end of the story, it is where every story begins. Swami Vivekananda's message in 1893 was a call for harmony. He saw science and religion not as enemies, but as two different ways of trying to understand the same ultimate reality. Science uses numbers, experiments, and logic. It tries to understand the universe from the outside in. Spirituality uses meditation, consciousness, and love. It tries to understand the universe from the inside out. Zero is the point where these two paths meet. It is both a mathematical concept and a spiritual one. It is the logic of the cosmos and the love that holds it together. This single symbol, the circle, represents this union. It has no beginning and no end. It is a symbol of eternity. It is the orbit of a planet around its star. It is the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. It is the wholeness of the universe. When Vivekananda spoke, he was offering this vision of wholeness to a world that was becoming more and more fragmented. He was reminding his audience that beneath all our differences of culture, belief, and science, there is a unifying reality, a cosmic zero that connects us all. We are all part of this infinite circle. So what is the ultimate gift of India to the world? It is more than just a number. It is a way of thinking, a way of being. It is the understanding that the greatest power lies in what appears to be nothing. It is the courage to face the void and see not an end, but a beginning. It is the wisdom to know that silence is the mother of sound and stillness is the source of all action. It is the profound truth that we are all expressions of one infinite, creative, loving consciousness. We are all part of the cosmic dance. As we continue our journey on this little blue planet, hurtling through the vastness of space, let us remember this lesson. Let us remember the power of zero. It is a symbol of hope. It tells us that from any point of stillness, a new world can be created, that within each of us lies a universe of potential. Vivekananda's voice from 1893 still echoes today. It reminds us that India's gift was not just arithmetic for our minds, but a vision of love and unity for our hearts. The story of zero is the story of us. Endless possibility, infinite love, boundless creation.